I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Philippians 4:12, the New Revised Standard Version. Welcome. If this meditation speaks to you, I encourage you to use it 4 or 5 times next week. We always get more out of what we practice, and that's true with meditation as well. And share it with a friend. As powerful as meditation is between us and God alone, to share it with a friend is even more wonderful. Now today we're going to talk about content and contentment. Paul has just said that sometimes he's well-fed and sometimes he's hungry, but he's learned the secret of being content. And you know what? A lot of us could use that secret right now. And especially change. Doesn't that always raise questions? Deep questions? So whatever's going on in your life, wherever you are, we're going to take a look at Paul's secret of contentment. So put your feet on the floor. Oh, you might want to move around a little bit and just feel how good that feels. Oh yeah. You're going to make a little time for yourself. Just take a deep breath. Oh, and let it all hang out. Take another deep breath. Oh. As your mind begins to settle down, your body relax. Remember walking in the sunshine with somebody you're comfortable with. What was that like? You're noticing the world around you. You chat for a minute and laugh. You might want to close your eyes to help you remember. Paul is reminding us that in every situation in life, it has its possibilities to honor God, to build character, and or to bless somebody else. And he uses this word content. Just move your legs and feet around a little bit to make yourself really comfortable. And hear that word content between your ears. What was that moment of freshness and laughter and well-being like that you just remembered? What was sweet about it? Just be grateful and to thank God for being a part of this world and having family and friends. Just continue to relax as I talk for just a moment, and then we'll continue with an exercise. The word content is from Latin, and it means to be tied to a place that we consider to be pleasant. Con means to be tied to or united with, and a tent is a tent. It's a place where you can be a tenant, it can be a home, it can be a field. It's just a place that we're tied to. To be people, content. to be tied to a place to dwell that we consider to be pleasant. Now, a place is a place. Some places are just more fun than others, but in the end, we determine what that place means and not the place itself. We can choose to make something of any situation in life, or we can choose to resent it. That's entirely up to us. Content is a joyful choice. I'm going to share with you a story about contentment in a hard place. So just continue to be comfortable, move around a little bit if you need to. Oh, breathe and let it all out. Yeah. I have a friend who was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And the doctor gave him about 3 months or maybe 6. He called me not long after getting the diagnosis and called himself a short-termer. And well, he's 80, so he is a short-termer almost by definition. But his term was shorter than most. That was 3 years ago. My wife and I had cheese in friendship with him and his wife the other day on Zoom. He made a decision early in this process that he would seek to follow Christ each day. He wasn't sure of what that would mean as the disease progressed, and not knowing was something he really didn't like. You see, he has this character flaw to deal with. We all have a character flaw. But he's a very bright and analytical person, and he overthinks almost everything. And if you don't believe me, ask his wife. But he shared with me that as he spent time pondering what it meant to lose this body and move over to the other side, knowing that he would experience Jesus' warm embrace and he would be taken to his new home, his new place, and his new situation where he would be tied to, he'd be content for eternity. I began to burn away this character flaw of seeing what's wrong in everything. It just was silly, he said after a while. Here I am with 3 months or 6 months to live, and I'm struggling over nothing. He said, as Jesus shrank death for me, death shrank. What I came to realize was the dying of my everyday experience. Overthinking, overanalyzing, and nitpicking everything. And as that burned away, I found myself both strangely content, a better place for him, you see. And better able to see the people around me. You understand shrinking death and seeing problems become increasingly small? I hope so. I hope so. Think about what has helped you shrink death. and with it, the size of everyday problems. And now back to my friend. He is content to love as he is able, laugh as he can. He's not waiting for death. He's busy living, you see. His disease is simply a part of living in a fallen world. Just that. We all know that someday we die. He just has some idea of what's going to take him. And though he's been alive now for 3 years and he's not quite sure when that'll happen, death is no longer a big thing. It's simply the final act of living. Well, the situation he is tied to has given him freedom from overthinking and nitpicking. And he's discovered that he loves better than he ever has in the past. Now ask God to show you what you've learned from being calm that's tied to some place, a tent. It was difficult, but good. Now I'm going to read this time from the Tree of Life version of the Bible, the 12th verse of Philippians chapter 4. I know what it is to live with humble means, and I know what it is to live with prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of contentment, both to be filled and to go hungry, to have abundance and to suffer need. Now you may want to open your eyes, and when you're done, you might just want to jot down the thoughts that came to you just now. My friend would not have chosen lung cancer as the tent to be with or in, content. No, he would have chosen other fields, other tents, other houses. And yet, through the presence of God and following Christ, he's learned how to make a good use of a hard situation. God is ready to walk with you in the sunshine of your life. God is ready to sit with you when your tent is cold and leaky and you need a friend. The secret of being content is that there's always some good. There is always something right that we can do with every circumstance in our life. So with God's help, go find it. God bless you. Hope to see you again many times. And I'll be here next Thursday, 8 a.m. Bye-bye.